Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a video discussing how my predictions, my final predictions, which I have right here, lay out in comparison to the actual results. So I've got all the results and my predictions right with me on this piece of paper, and my final prediction, looking back at it, had a few kind of mistakes, I guess you could call them. New Jersey was not safe Democratic. I have no idea why I put it there. Um, a few other states. Montana was closer than I thought it would be. Virginia also closer than I thought it would be, but Florida, yeah, closer than I thought it would be. But yeah, so we're going to start off with the safe states for either party, which are pretty much mostly Democratic states. So in California, my prediction had it as safe Democratic. The results were safe Democratic. Same thing in the states of Connecticut and Delaware. In Hawaii, both predictions, my prediction and the final results had it as safe Democratic. Same thing with Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts. In Maryland, Ben Cardin won by a safe margin. Actually, I have no idea what I'm doing. These aren't swings. So, in fact, if we go back to a blank map, since these are all correct, so I actually won't touch it. So, Maine, safe independent. Same thing in the state of Minnesota, the at-large thing. Mississippi, they haven't called it yet because Mississippi, the at-large one, I had it as safe Republican. It ended up being safe Republican. The state of Nebraska, both had it as safe Republican. In New Mexico, my prediction was safe Democratic. The final results were also safe Democratic. Same thing in New York and Rhode Island. In Utah, safe Republican, and then in the state of Virginia, that was safe Democratic in both scenarios. The state of Vermont, safe independent, I had it as safe independent, and the final results were safe independent. In Washington, both were safe Democratic, and then in Wyoming, both safe Republican. So that was the boring part of the video. Now let's get on to the more interesting part. So let's start out in the state of Arizona. I had it as it being a tilt Democratic state in my final Senate prediction. However, it ended up being also a tilt Democratic state. Kristen Sinema right now is leading by, I think, a little bit over 1%. So that stays in the right column. Now, in Florida, I had it as the leaning Democratic, but we still don't know who's going to win that final result. So just to be fair to everyone involved, I do think that Bill Nelson will ever so narrowly win, and I'm going to put it into the tilt Republican column because it moved one step closer to the Republican column. Now, in the state of Indiana, I had it as tilt Democratic. I was very off on that. It actually ended up being a likely Republican state, so that moves tilt Democratic to tilt Republican to lean Republican to likely Republican. So that's moving, I guess, if I can do maths, tilt, lean, likely. So that moves 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. So that goes into the likely Republican column away from my first prediction. Actually, yeah, it goes into the likely column. The state of Michigan, I had it in the likely Democratic column, and the final results were likely Democratic. Same thing in the Minnesota special election. In the state of Missouri, same thing with the state of Indiana. It goes into the likely Republican column because I had it as tilt Democratic, and the final results were likely Republican. Down in Mississippi, the special election, I had it as safe Republican, but we don't know the final results. But it's probably going to be somewhere around safe or likely Republican, so I'll keep that in the toss-up column. State of Montana, I had it as leaning Democratic, and then the final results were leaning Democratic, so Same thing there, and same thing with North Dakota. Both had it as likely to go to the Republicans. The state of New Jersey, that moves one way towards the Republicans. I'll be honest, I have no idea why I put it in the safe column. But yeah, I guess I have to be fair and put it in the tilt Republican column. State of Nevada moves 2 spots towards the Democrats. I had it as tilt Democratic. The state of Nevada actually, Jackie Rosen won by 5, which narrowly puts it actually into the likely Democratic column. So that moves 2 spots into the leaning column. State of Ohio, both predictions had it as likely Democratic. In Pennsylvania, I believe I had it as safe Democratic. The final results were likely Democratic, so it did in fact move 1 spot towards the Republicans. State of Tennessee, I had it as leaning to go to the Republicans. Actually ended up being likely to go to the Republicans, so it moves 1 spot to the right. Same thing in the state of Texas. I had it as tilt Republican. It actually went narrowly into the leaning column. Still, Beto O'Rourke running an amazing campaign. Very, very good campaign. Now, state of Wisconsin, both predictions had it as the likely column. And then in the state of West Virginia, I had it as likely Democratic, I believe. It actually ended up being leaning Democratic, so moves, once again, 1 spot towards the right. So, looking back at this, I definitely underestimated the strength in the Republicans in the U.S. Senate. 8 seats moved towards the Republicans, only 1 seat moving towards the Democrats from my final prediction to now, so not great. But many of these were kind of the same place. So Nevada ended up being the same, Texas was the same, Missouri and Indiana were flips, as well as the state of Florida. So 3 incorrect predictions there. Not amazing, nothing amazing there, especially considering I got some of the margins quite wrong. 8 swing states I got wrong. Pennsylvania, not really a swing state, but whatever. And then 9, including the state of Nevada. So I was considering doing this video, considering like kind of how off my Senate prediction is, especially the margins, but I decided to do it to be fully transparent on, and I'm not going to take this video off YouTube or my governor prediction. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.